The internet is in absolute meltdown tonight, and the reason has everyone asking the same question: what just happened inside the Braxton family? Because what started as a quiet interview moment suddenly spiraled into one of the most explosive celebrity conversations fans have seen in years. A single pause. One shocking statement. And suddenly the name of Tamar Braxton was trending across every platform imaginable. But it wasn't just Tamar. Within minutes, the conversation pulled in her sister, Toni Braxton, and what followed was a storm of reactions, rumors, and heated speculation that nobody saw coming. It all started when Tamar appeared on a late-night live stream where fans began flooding the chat with questions about old family tensions that had never fully been explained. At first, Tamar laughed it off like she always does. The jokes were flying. The mood was light. Then one comment appeared that made everything change. Tamar suddenly went quiet. You could see it in her face. The energy shifted. The smile faded. And when she finally leaned closer to the camera, what she said next made the entire live stream freeze. I've stayed silent about a lot of things for a long time. The chat exploded instantly. People started typing Toni's name. Others began bringing up rumors that had circulated for years, but were never confirmed. And just when Tamar looked like she might finally explain what she meant, a voice reportedly spoke from off-camera. And viewers swear that voice sounded like Toni. Then the live stream abruptly ended. No goodbye. No explanation. Just silence. And now the internet is demanding answers about what Tamar was about to reveal before everything suddenly went dark. The moment the live stream cut to black, the internet didn't calm down. It detonated. Within seconds, clips of the moment began spreading across every corner of social media. Fans who had been watching the broadcast live rushed to upload screen recordings, slow-motion breakdowns, and zoomed-in edits of the exact moment Tamar Braxton leaned toward the camera and said she had stayed silent about a lot of things for a long time. That sentence alone was enough to send shockwaves through the fandom. But what truly turned the moment into chaos was what happened right after. Because Tamar didn't keep talking. She stopped. Her eyes shifted off-camera. Her expression changed from confident to tense in a split second. And then the live stream ended so abruptly that viewers thought their internet connection had crashed. But it hadn't. Something else had happened. Within minutes, thousands of fans began replaying the final 20 seconds of the broadcast. Audio was enhanced. Screenshots were shared. Threads popped up analyzing every movement Tamar made before the screen went dark. And one detail instantly became the center of the entire mystery. In the background, just before the stream ended, a voice could be heard. Faint. Quick. Almost like someone stepping into the room and saying something under their breath. The internet immediately jumped to the same theory. That voice sounded like Toni Braxton. Within 30 minutes, the hashtags connected to Tamar and Toni were trending worldwide. Reaction channels went live with titles like, "What was Tamar about to reveal?" and "Did Toni just shut the stream down?" But the speculation was only getting started. Because one fan account posted a slowed-down version of the audio that seemed to capture 2 words from the background voice. Not now. Those words lit social media on fire. If someone had really said, "Not now," it meant Tamar might have been seconds away from saying something she wasn't supposed to say. The theories exploded instantly. Some fans believed Tamar had been about to address long-standing rumors about family tensions that had been whispered about for years. Others believed the conversation might have involved a complicated chapter in the family's past that the sisters had always tried to keep private. But nobody could confirm anything. Still, the internet refused to let the moment go. Entertainment blogs began publishing rapid-fire articles about the live stream interruption. Podcasts dropped emergency episodes breaking down the clip. Even celebrities started chiming in, asking what Tamar had been about to reveal. Then a new twist appeared that pushed the story into overdrive. A well-known gossip blogger claimed to have received a direct message from someone who said they were present in the room during the live stream. The blogger didn't reveal the person's identity, but they shared one sentence from the message that sent fans spiraling. Things got tense the second the comments started mentioning Toni. That detail changed everything. Because up until that moment, people assumed the interruption was accidental. Now fans began wondering if Tamar had been stepping into dangerous territory by responding to the chat. And if that was true, the question became even bigger. What exactly was she about to say? The blogger followed up with another alleged message from the same source. Someone stepped in before Tamar could finish her thought. Those words made the story explode even further. Because suddenly it sounded like the live stream didn't end randomly. It ended because someone stopped it. Within hours, people began digging through years of interviews involving the Braxton sisters. Clips resurfaced, showing Tamar being asked about family loyalty. Moments where Toni discussed the importance of privacy. Old reality show scenes where the sisters argued, but ultimately protected each other. Every single clip suddenly looked different under the microscope of the current drama. Fans started pointing out moments where Tamar seemed like she wanted to say more, but held back. Moments where Toni redirected conversations away from certain topics. None of it proved anything. But it fueled the fire. Then something unexpected happened that pushed the chaos to another level. Late that night, Tamar posted a message. It wasn't a long explanation. It wasn't a statement addressing the rumors. It was just a short sentence on social media. Some conversations are bigger than the internet. The reaction was immediate. Fans flooded the comments demanding answers. What conversation? Why did it seem like Tamar had almost revealed something important? And why did the live stream end the exact second the topic became serious? But before Tamar said anything else, another post appeared online that shocked everyone. This time it came from Toni. Her message was even shorter. Respect the boundaries. That sentence hit the internet like thunder. Because now it felt like the sisters were communicating through cryptic messages, while the entire world watched. The tension between those two posts ignited another wave of speculation. Was Toni responding directly to Tamar? Was she warning people to stop digging into private family matters? Or was she reacting to something that had happened after the live stream ended? The theories multiplied by the minute. Then another twist hit. A podcast host revealed that someone had sent them what they described as a very interesting voice note related to the live stream incident. The host didn't play the recording publicly, but they did summarize what the message allegedly claimed. According to the source, the moment the live stream ended, the atmosphere in the room changed instantly. The laughter from earlier disappeared. The mood became serious. And according to the voice note, Tamar allegedly said something that made everyone go silent. I'm tired of pretending everything is fine. That sentence sent shockwaves through social media. Because if Tamar had actually said that after the cameras turned off, it suggested the tension fans thought they saw during the live stream might have been real. But what exactly had she been pretending about? The internet immediately returned to the same burning question. What was Tamar about to reveal before the live stream ended? Some fans believed the topic involved old rumors about family disagreements that had never been fully addressed. Others believed Tamar had been responding to something much more recent. Something personal. Something that might have happened shortly before the live stream began. And then another unexpected moment made the story even more intense. A clip from an older interview resurfaced where Tamar was asked about honesty within families. At the time, her answer seemed harmless. But now people were replaying one line over and over again. Sometimes the truth causes more damage than the lie. That sentence suddenly felt eerie. Because it sounded like Tamar had been hinting at something long before the live stream moment ever happened. Comment sections exploded. Fans started debating whether Tamar had been protecting someone all along, or protecting the family itself. But just when the speculation reached its loudest point, a new rumor began circulating among entertainment insiders. According to several anonymous posts, the conversation Tamar almost started during the live stream might not have been about the past. It might have been about something that happened much more recently. Something that allegedly caused a heated discussion between the sisters before the live stream even began. And if those whispers are even partially true, then the moment the stream abruptly ended may not have been the first confrontation of the night. It may have been the second. The idea that the live stream interruption might have been the second confrontation of the night sent shockwaves through the internet. Because if that rumor was true, it meant something had already been brewing between Tamar Braxton and Toni Braxton long before the cameras were even turned on. And suddenly, the entire story took on a completely different tone. Fans who had initially thought they witnessed a random live stream glitch were now convinced they had seen the aftermath of something much bigger. Something personal. Something unresolved. Entertainment bloggers began digging deeper, contacting people who claimed to have been present in the building where the live stream took place. Most of those alleged insiders refused to say anything publicly. But one anonymous message surfaced that ignited another wave of speculation. The message claimed that earlier that same evening, Tamar and Toni had been involved in a tense conversation about old stories that refused to stay buried. That phrase alone was enough to send fans spiraling. Because the Braxton family history has always been layered with complicated chapters, career pressures, family disagreements, and the constant challenge of living life under the public microscope. But according to the anonymous message, the conversation earlier that night allegedly turned emotional. Not explosive, but emotional enough that people nearby could feel the tension. The message didn't describe yelling or insults. Instead, it described a heavy silence that lingered in the room after a difficult topic was mentioned. And that silence, according to the source, carried directly into the live stream. Suddenly, Tamar's pause during the broadcast didn't seem random anymore. It looked like someone trying to decide whether to say something that might change everything. And fans noticed another detail when they re-watched the clip. Just before Tamar leaned toward the camera to read the comments, she hesitated. Only for a second. But long enough that viewers now believed she might have been thinking about the earlier conversation. Then the chat started mentioning Toni. And everything shifted. Within hours, fan communities were breaking down the timeline of the entire evening. What time the live stream began. What time Tamar posted earlier that day. Even which studio location had been used for the broadcast. The level of investigation was intense. And it only got worse when a new twist appeared online. A screenshot began circulating that allegedly came from a private entertainment group chat involving producers and media insiders. The authenticity of the screenshot couldn't be confirmed. But the message inside, it immediately grabbed everyone's attention. One person in the chat allegedly wrote, "If Tamar had finished that sentence, we would have had a completely different headline today." That line spread across social media like wildfire. Because now the internet believed Tamar had been seconds away from saying something explosive. But the real storm erupted when another piece of content resurfaced. An old radio interview featuring Tamar. The clip had been recorded years earlier, but fans now believed one particular moment sounded almost prophetic. During the interview, Tamar had been asked about loyalty within families that work together in the entertainment industry. Her response at the time seemed thoughtful but simple. She said, "When family and business mix, people don't always see the full picture." That sentence suddenly carried a new weight. Because now fans were asking whether Tamar had been hinting at something deeper all along. The speculation became so intense that even other celebrities started reacting. One well-known singer posted a cryptic message on social media that read, "Some truths belong behind closed doors." The timing of that post made people believe it was connected to the Braxton drama. But the situation reached another level of chaos when a popular entertainment podcast claimed to have received an anonymous email from someone who said they were close to the situation. The email didn't accuse anyone of wrongdoing. Instead, it painted a picture of a family trying to balance love, loyalty, and public scrutiny. But one line from the email instantly caught everyone's attention. The live stream almost turned into a conversation that was never meant for an audience. That statement echoed across social media for hours. Because it perfectly captured the tension viewers believed they had seen. A moment where something private almost became public. Then another twist arrived. A fan who claimed to have attended a recent music industry gathering posted a thread saying they had witnessed Tamar and Toni having what looked like a serious conversation earlier that week. The fan didn't claim they heard the words. But they described Tamar looking emotional and Toni listening quietly with her arms crossed. The thread quickly went viral. People began debating whether the sisters had been trying to resolve something long before the live stream incident. Or whether the live stream had reopened an old wound that had never fully healed. But the most shocking moment of the entire saga came late the next morning. Because Tamar posted again. This time, it wasn't a cryptic sentence. It was a short video. And the moment the video appeared online, millions of people pressed play. Tamar looked calm, but serious. She didn't mention specific rumors. She didn't accuse anyone. Instead, she talked about family relationships and how complicated they can become when the world is constantly watching. Then she said something that made fans lean closer to their screens. Sometimes people want the drama more than they want the truth. The comment sections exploded instantly. Was Tamar suggesting the rumors were wrong? Or was she simply saying the full story was too personal to share publicly? But before viewers could fully process her message, another unexpected twist appeared. Because minutes after Tamar's video went live, Toni posted again. And this time, her message was even more direct. Love doesn't always mean agreement. But it always means respect. The internet froze. Because that sentence sounded less like a warning and more like a response. A response that hinted the sisters had talked. Maybe privately. Maybe after the live stream chaos had already taken over social media. And suddenly fans were wondering if the story that had dominated the internet for 2 straight days might not actually be about secrets at all. Maybe it was about something far more human. 2 sisters trying to navigate complicated emotions while millions of strangers tried to decode every word. But according to a final message that appeared in the same anonymous insider thread that started all this speculation, the real conversation between Tamar and Toni didn't happen online. It happened after the live stream ended. And if that message is true, the moment the cameras turned off may have led to a private confrontation far more intense than anything fans saw on screen. The claim that the real confrontation happened after the cameras turned off ignited the internet all over again. Because if the live stream moment was only the spark, then whatever happened next might have been the real explosion. Within hours, entertainment pages began reporting that multiple sources had reached out privately claiming the atmosphere behind the scenes that night was far more intense than viewers realize. Nobody was willing to speak on the record, but the whispers were enough to push the story into another level of chaos. According to one anonymous message circulating among bloggers, the second the broadcast ended, the room reportedly went completely silent. The same playful energy that had filled the live stream just moments earlier vanished. Everyone was looking at Tamar Braxton. The message claimed Tamar stood up from her chair, exhaled slowly, and said something that instantly changed the tone of the room. "I almost said it." Those 3 words became the most repeated phrase on social media that entire night. Because if Tamar had almost revealed something during the live stream, the obvious question became impossible to ignore. What exactly had she been about to say? The anonymous account didn't provide details, but it did claim that someone else in the room spoke next. And according to the message, that voice belonged to Toni Braxton. The source described Toni's response as calm but firm. Not angry. Not explosive. Just a quiet reminder that some things are meant to stay between family members. That moment reportedly triggered a long, private conversation that lasted far longer than the live stream itself. Nobody outside that room knows exactly what was said during that exchange. But the internet didn't need confirmed details to continue building theories. Because by the following morning, the story had already taken on a life of its own. Clips of the live stream were everywhere. News sites were embedding the footage. Reaction channels were posting hourly updates. Even fans, who had never followed the Braxton family before, were suddenly analyzing the 30-second clip that started the entire storm. And then another twist surfaced. A small audio fragment from the live stream began circulating again, this time enhanced by a tech account that specializes in cleaning up background noise from recordings. The account claimed the voice heard just before the stream ended might not have said "not now," like fans originally thought. Instead, they believed the phrase sounded closer to "leave it." 2 words. But those 2 words fueled another wave of speculation. Because if someone had actually told Tamar to leave the subject alone, it suggested she was stepping dangerously close to revealing something deeply personal. The debate exploded all over again. Some fans argued Tamar deserved the freedom to speak openly about whatever she wanted. Others believed family boundaries should be respected, especially when millions of strangers are watching. But just as the arguments reached their loudest point, another unexpected moment shifted the narrative. Late that afternoon, Tamar appeared briefly on a radio show for what was supposed to be a routine promotional interview. The host clearly knew about the viral live stream moment and carefully asked Tamar if she wanted to address the situation. For a moment, Tamar laughed. Then she paused. The same kind of pause fans had seen during the live stream. But this time, she chose her words carefully. She said that family relationships are complicated, especially when the world is constantly analyzing every small moment. She explained that sometimes people see a 10-second clip online and assume they understand years of history behind it. Then she added something that made listeners lean closer to their speakers. Sometimes the truth isn't dramatic. Sometimes it's just private. That statement didn't confirm any of the rumors swirling online. But it didn't completely dismiss the tension fans believed they saw either. Instead, it introduced a completely different possibility. Maybe the story the internet had built around the live stream moment was larger than reality. Maybe the pause wasn't about secrets waiting to explode. Maybe it was simply a moment where Tamar realized the conversation was heading somewhere too personal for a public audience. But the internet wasn't ready to let the mystery go. Because even after Tamar's radio appearance, fans continued replaying the clip, analyzing every facial expression and every shift in tone. And then the final moment of the entire saga arrived, when Toni posted one more message on social media. The post was simple. No explanation. No reference to rumors. Just one sentence. Family first. Always. That message quickly became the closing chapter of the viral story. Not because it answered every question, but because it reminded people of something that often gets lost during internet speculation. Behind every viral moment are real people navigating real relationships. The 30-second clip that triggered millions of reactions was only a tiny glimpse into a much larger family dynamic that the public will probably never fully understand. And perhaps that's the point. Because even after days of analysis, rumors, and endless commentary, the truth behind what Tamar almost said during that live stream remains something only a handful of people actually know. The internet saw the pause. The internet heard the silence. But the full story behind that moment may still belong to the two sisters, who were standing in the same room when the cameras suddenly went dark. And sometimes the most powerful drama isn't the story that explodes online. It's the one that stays inside the family long after the internet moves on. If you've been following this story from the very beginning, then you already know how quickly one moment can turn into a full-blown internet firestorm. One pause during a live stream, one cryptic message, and suddenly millions of people are trying to decode what really happened behind the scenes. But here's the thing about stories like this. They don't end when the clip stops trending. New details surface. Old interviews get rediscovered. And sometimes the biggest revelations appear days, or even weeks later when nobody expects them. That's why you don't want to miss what comes next. If you want to stay ahead of every twist, every celebrity reaction, and every moment that sends social media into meltdown mode, make sure you subscribe right now and turn on notifications. Because the moment another update drops, the conversation is going to explode all over again, and the people who are watching closely will be the first to know. And now I want to hear from you. Do you think Tamar was really about to reveal something major during that live stream? Or do you think the internet completely blew a small moment out of proportion? Drop your thoughts and theories in the comments below. Your take might uncover something everyone else missed, and the discussion is only getting started.